Are we on? Okay. Is it showing me in the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, YouTube, we're doing a trigger mechanism repair to a airsoft gun. It's a shotgun, a Crossman. It says Mossberg m590 right there on the side. Not sure if it's made by Crossman or not. And the kids brought it to me because the trigger was broke. It wasn't working properly. So I took it apart to fix it, and it was cocked when I took it apart. The spring was under pressure, so when I tried to pull this apart, all the pieces flew out. Had a hard time trying to figure out where they go. Couldn't find a video on YouTube anywhere, so I had to figure it out myself. This is the trigger right here. It's got a stud on each end of the trigger right here. These two pieces here go to the trigger, and the problem with them is there was a stud on one end of it and a hole on the other. This piece had a stud on each end of it. One of the studs was supposed to go into one of the holes on this, but they were broke off, so there's no way to put it back together and have it function properly. So what I did was I took a drill bit right here and I drilled a hole through there. See that? See that? I drilled a hole through on both sides. I drilled it all the way through like that, and then I drilled a hole all the way through this little piece right here, all the way through. This is the top of a coat hanger right here that goes like this, how it bends at the top. I just straightened it out. We're going to use that to put it back together with. I bought this bolt, but it's too big, and I don't want to drill the hole out any bigger than what it is now, so I'm not going to be using that bolt. Now I'm just going to take and put the gun back together so you can see how the parts go in it. The hardest part was figuring out how this piece goes in because I didn't have a diagram, but I got it all figured out, so I'm not going to explain all that to you. I'm just going to put it back together. I'm going to start. This is the piece that the magazine goes into, the clip. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this side to put it back together with. First of all, I'm going to stick the barrel on here. There's the hopper switch, whatever you call it, goes in there like that. And I'm going to put the cylinder in. Doesn't really matter. You can put it all in one piece if you want to. I don't know why I took it apart. Just put that in there like that. I'll probably just put the spring on last. I'm going to put this back in here like this. Okay, then I'm going to take the coat hanger because I'm using it to repair this thing with, and I'm going to stick it in this hole. You have to drill a hole through the side of the gun on both pieces, because that's where these things are supposed to set. So I'm going to put this through here like this. I'm going to put the big one down on there first. There's a slot right here where the spring goes in. The spring goes in that little slot right there. Push it all the way down. Put the other piece on. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, but I don't want to spend a lot of time, doing this. Then you take the trigger, that hole right there. See that hole right there? This stud goes in that hole, just like that. Okay. This part of the trigger goes inside the notch there. Then you want to take this piece here. I take the big fat end and put it this way. It actually goes on there like this. You have to watch closely. This, you have to push this up out of the way just like that. That's how it goes. This goes behind that right there, behind this, because this has to be able to move. And then it goes right there. This piece goes on top of it. The trigger goes in the notch. And then this is a tensioner. See that? That's a tensioner for the safety switch. You want to put the safety in with the notch towards the top, push it down in there like this. I could have done that before I put the trigger on, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to push it on there like that. Okay. So now we have the safety switch in, the tensioner, we have the trigger, these little parts for the trigger mechanism, and this little piece. Oh, don't ask me what anything is called because I don't know. This is the magazine release. The part with the notch in it, it's going to go downwards because there's a notch. There's a notch right there. You can see it. Okay, so we got it almost all put together. You don't want to forget about this little nut right here. The little nut goes over here because that's what this bolt is used for, to hold the grip, the stock on the end of it. Okay, that's pretty much it. And you have to put the spring in. Put the spring in there like that, and then just make sure it works. You got to hold it down so nothing pops off. Pretty much it. This thing came out, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put this. I'm going to slide this thing on. The nut's coming out. I'll make sure it doesn't come out. Slide this on, squeeze it together, screw it down, and we'll bend this tab over and snip it later, but I'm just going to stick it together like this right now. So you can see how it's all put together. The trigger goes on this side inside the notch right there. Make sure you get that inside the notch, and the springs go inside this notch right here. And that's it. Now let me put this down on here like this. So now it's all back together. All you have to do, you can see that the end of the coat hanger has a stud on it right there. Or, you know, it's kind of like, whatever you call it, it's a little bit bigger around on the end. Pushes right up against there and stops. The only thing you have to do now is try to bend this over without breaking the gun or something. And I'll bend it over in a minute and clip it. But what you need to do now is just make sure it's going to work. Hold the thing together though. Put this in here like this. These things go into two slots right there. I already had it taken apart, otherwise I'd show you how to take it apart. Okay. Then you just gotta shove the plastic down in there. It's kind of hard to do at first, but once you get it in there, it's fine. Then you can cock the gun back like that, and there it is. It's back in action. I'm holding it together right now, and I'm pumping it, pulling the trigger. Now all I have to do is take the screws and screw it back together. You got one screw that goes down in here, and then all the rest of the screws, you get two of the little screws like this. One screw there, one screw there. Just remember where you took the screws out and put them back. And then take this piece, goes on here like this. And then the stop goes back on there like that. And this goes in here, and just screw it down. When you tighten this one up, you can tighten it up pretty snug with a regular screwdriver because it has a metal nut in here. But when you tighten these ones down, you just want to tighten them down snug. You don't want to make them real tight, because if you do, you'll strip the threads. So it's probably best to use one of these small screwdrivers right here and just twist it backwards till it makes a clicking noise, so you can feel it click, and then run it forward, run it up snug. Just tighten it up with one of these little screwdrivers. That's tight enough. It only has to be snug enough to hold the gun together, and that's it. and you just put the rest of the screws in. And then what we're going to do when it's all back together, basically all you got to do is take and bend this coat hanger down like this. And then what I'm going to do is, because I couldn't find a small enough bolt and I didn't want to drill the diameter of the hole any bigger, there's bolts that are smaller and the threads go all the way across the bolt, and they would work, but I didn't want to put them in there because the threads will cut through the plastic on those pieces for the trigger mechanism. So you want to have a smooth surface for that to ride on. So it's easier just to use a coat hanger. I'll just get a hacksaw. I'll take this here. I'll probably just cut it off right there like that. I'll probably set it on a metal surface or a hard surface or a vise or something, and put this on a vise, and then get a hammer and tap that down so it sets level right there. You want to be careful not to break the plastic. Probably just take and grab it probably about right there, and clip it. It's very thick. It's going to be hard to clip, so you might have to just work with it a little bit till it snaps. Maybe just hold it right here and then twist it like that. And then you can get a file or something and file that down so it's nice and smooth, and then set this on a vise right here and take a hammer and tap that down so it sets level against the gun. Good luck trying to get it back apart now. And then just put the rest of your screws back in it, put it together, and it should be just fine. So that's it, YouTube. Don't want to take up too much more time. Basically, the rest of it is just putting the screws back in, putting it back together the way you took it apart. I just wanted to show you how to fix the trigger mechanism so you don't have to throw the gun away. And this is, like I said, it's a coat hanger. It's one of those ones, goes like this, and it has the plastic on it. And I just cut the coat hanger and straighten it out, and I run the coat hanger through there. That's it. Got any questions, just ask. We'll be posting this here in just a few on YouTube.